I want to I want to start off by giving all praises to my power Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai by Hashem Rakakwadash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who will. Peace, salutation, and blessings to the elect. This is going to be a lesson going into why drug dealers are considered sorcerers. So I was doing some searching on Chat GPT, and we're going to dive right into it. It says, why are drug dealers considered sorcerers? Okay, that connection comes straight out of the old meaning of the word pharmakia, which shows up in the Bible in ancient writings. Here's why drug dealers sometimes get labeled as sorcerers. It says in ancient Greek, pharmakia meant the use of drugs, potions, or herbs. Okay, often in the context of spells, charms, or magical practices. Okay. Over time, it was translated in the Bible as sorcery or witchcraft, you see? So the root idea is that those who mix and distribute potions or mind-altering substances were seen as practicing sorcery, control through substances. Okay, so sorcerers in folklore and scripture were thought to control, deceive, or manipulate people using spells or potions. Okay, a drug dealer, by supplying substances that alter minds, can be seen as controlling others through addiction and deception. Revelation it says spiritual symbolism in the Bible. Okay, and before we go any further, we will get a scripture. Okay, let's see. I had it pulled up. Scriptures going into pharmakia. So we'll go to this one. What was it? What was it? Flesh. Oh, let's get that. Galatians 5:19. The book of Galatians chapter 5, verse 19. Now the works of the flesh are manifest, which are, which are these: adultery, fornication, uncleanness, lasciviousness, idolatry, witchcraft. And you see these things going rampant in these end days, man. Okay, because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. And the knowing this first, that in the last days there should come forth, and that scripture where it's listing all those all that bad. Okay, but that word pharmakia here, or for witchcraft, is Strong's G5331. Pharmakia, it says the use or the administering of drugs, poisoning, sorcery, magical arts, often found in connection with idolatry and fostered or by it. Okay, so sorcery, magical arts, often found in connection with idolatry. Okay, let's finish the scripture off. It says idolatry, witchcraft, hatred, variance, emulations, wrath, strife, seditions, heresies, envyings, murders, drunkenness, revelings, and such like, of the which I tell you before, as I have also told you in time past, that they which do such things shall not inherit the kingdom of the Most High. So drug dealers will not inherit the kingdom of the Most High. Okay. It ain't just no, it's no excuse for selling drugs, man. You see? Because you're destroying a person, man. Okay. Let's continue on though here in Chat GPT. It says, we'll go back down. So now that we got that word pharmakia, okay, we'll continue on. Verse 4, or the fourth point, it says, in the ancient world, dealers of potions, whether healers or sorcerers, were sometimes feared because they could bring healing or harm. The modern drug dealer fits that same symbolic role, offering something that seems like pleasure or escape, but ultimately enslaves or destroys. You see that? So, that Xanax pill, okay, Which, by the way, all these Esau is the biggest sorcerer out there. Big Pharma, Pharmakia, okay, and Big Pharma. You see, which is a multi-million-dollar industry, man. Okay, they traffic. It talks about the scriptures going to through thy traffic. Okay, which through thy traffic, okay, thou has got rich. You know, just summarizing that scripture. Okay, so he sells you these opioid drugs, man, such as what they call it, street name lean, which is codeine. Okay, all these different pills that are supposed to ease your pain, such, they call them painkillers. Okay, which they know people are gonna get addicted on them, man, because they're opioids are heroin based. Okay, lean is just liquid, a liquid heroin, man. You see, and amongst the other, various different concoctions that he's made, man, potions that he's made, and that's why when you look on the wall, what's that, CVS pharmacy, okay, are these logos, what's that, Walgreens, one of those, it's a cauldron. If they hadn't changed it, because we know Esau Edom is a fugitive and a vagabond. He's trying to, hide, okay, from who he is, from his true identity, okay, which is a devil, a murderer, a deceiver, okay, a witch, you see. But continuing on, it says, offering something that seems like pleasure or escape, but ultimately enslaves or destroys, you see? So ultimately it enslaves or destroys, and these drugs enslave and destroy people, man. Look at the opioid epidemic, the drug epidemic. Los Angeles, they got Skid Row. There's so many homeless people. You got videos, videos all over social media. People just standing up, slumped over like zombies, body locked through, completely through. You see? And this was the drug, they putting crack in Jake's neighborhood. When we say Jake, we're speaking of the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. And when we say Esau or Edom, we're talking about you so-called white people, man. Y'all have put drugs in Jake's neighborhoods, man, and tried to destroy us. But hey, it's turned on your people, which is why you see so many Edomites strung out, man. Beautiful, your pa. Continuing on though, and this is not gonna be too much longer. So let's see. Pharmakia summary. Pharmakia in the New Testament is strongly negative, linked to sorcery, occultism, okay, witchcraft, the left hand, and deception. It carried the sense of using potions, drugs, or magic rituals to manipulate or control people. And this is what they do. These witches and warlocks, they use drugs, doing rituals, you know what I'm saying, to pretty much get in tune with the left-hand spirits, man, and do left-handed work, which is witchcraft, okay? And it ain't no such thing as good or bad magic, man. Thou shalt not suffer a witch to live, man. As the scriptures say, and rebellion shall be counted as a sin of witchcraft. Okay. And the scriptures permit us from taking drugs, man. Being a drug user. Or, So it goes, it's pretty much all we're going to get on it. The point has been made, but I do want to end off with this scripture. Okay. Cover the whole earth. That veil covering. Let's see. Veil. Yep, Isaiah 25:7. And he will destroy in this mountain, and the mountains represent government. Okay. That's one way you could look at it in the scripture. The face of the covering cast over all people. Okay, the covering cast. And you know, they call it casting a spell. Okay. To wrap, cast, wrap, to wrap up. Okay. It says the face of the covering cast over all people. Okay. Over all people, and the veil that is spread over all nations. And it's a huge spell that has been placed throughout the earth, man, by Esau Edom. Habakkuk 2:5, it says pretty much he transgresseth by wine. And the scriptures also say that Esau's tongue walketh through the earth. Jeremiah 50 or 51, the nations have drinking of Babylon's wine. Therefore, the nations are mad, and that wine goes into the philosophies of Esau Edom, man. So he's a huge witch, going back to the garden and that serpent, Nakash, which means a diviner, okay, or a sorcerer, man. And that same spirit is back here today in you Edomites, man. Shalom.